Welcome to the second part of the Chasing Salesforce series. The movies are created for future admins starting their Salesforce journey.
Hello, my name is Radek Łukasiewicz. With this movie, we start the series devoted to Salesforce system structure and managing its most important items. At first, I will talk a little about the theory. You will find out what the object, field, and record are. Later, we will go more practical and I will show you how to use this knowledge. We will create a new object, a couple of fields, and then we will find out how to place them on the page layout. The structure of the Salesforce system is modular. This means that we can distinguish its specific elements. The basic element of the system is the object. Examples of the objects we can see in the Salesforce menu. The most important of them is the accounts object, which contains data about our customer. Comparing it to the structure of Excel file, the object is like a tab containing a table with some data on a specific topic. Here we can see the tab with accounts data. Within the object, we can describe specific data using fields, like here. And referring again to Excel, the field contains the value which is entered in the appropriate column. For instance, company name, street, or phone. In this case, in rows, we can see records that are created by filling the fields in an object. The example is a record fulfilled with data of one of our customers, like account name, its address, or phone. Records can be created manually by individual system users. They can be added to the system with a mass load using tools such as Data Loader or Salesforce Inspector, or they can be loaded automatically from other systems which are integrated with Salesforce. Each record in Salesforce has its own unique 18 characters alphanumeric identifier. We can see it here in the URL address of the website. It looks scary, but believe me, it is very useful. The appearance of the page showing data of particular record is managed from page layout. We will work with this later. The tool that allows you to manage objects, fields, and page layouts is Object Manager, available in the Setup module of the Salesforce system. To get it, you need to go to the Setup and then to the Object Manager. Using this tool, the administrator can, for instance, manage existing objects, which are listed here, create new objects, create and manage fields by changing their settings, create relationships and dependencies between objects and fields. There are two types of objects. Standard objects are provided by Salesforce in the basic version of the system. The examples of standard objects are the following: accounts, containing the data of our customers; contacts, with contact persons in client companies; opportunities contain the info connected with sales processes; and leads, where we can find the data of potential customers. The second type, custom objects, can be created by admins always when we need it. For instance, when we want to collect data specific to our activities in Salesforce. The example can be a list of potential investment areas for a development company. The same rule applies to fields, as they can also be standard or custom. The important thing is that we can also create custom fields on standard objects. But fields have various types, like checkbox, pick list, date, text, number, or currency. This is the list. and many others that adapt their behavior and appearance to specific needs. There are also lookup fields that are used to associate two objects. Okay, that's enough theory. Let's go to practice. First, let's imagine that your recruitment company wants to collect job candidates data in Salesforce. We want the candidate record to include name, surname, telephone number, and education level. To achieve this, we need to create a new custom object. Let's call it candidates. For this purpose, we go to Setup, and then to Object Manager. We click on Create, select Custom Object, and we will have a form to fulfill with information about the new object. We create a label, candidate. It's necessary also to fulfill the plural label. This label will show up in the menu. If the word starts with a vowel sound, it must be here also checked. And this is all, but we can also take some additional features like allow reports, which means that all the data from candidates records will be available for reporting. We can also allow activities on the record. We can track field history, so basically we know what has changed on the selected fields and who made the changes. And we also can add the data to the search in the main search box. We will save it. And as you can see, we created not only the object with all the data, but also some basic fields and page layout, which is responsible for the view of the record. But to be able to see the object here in the menu, we need to create also something what is called tab. Tab is this part of the menu. So we need to go back to Setup, Home. When we select or write a word tab, we can have this feature, and we need to create a new custom object tab. We click on New. We select the object. It's easy here because we have only one custom object. We can select the tab style. Let's take this one. We select Next. Then we can see the access of the tab by various users' profiles. We will talk about it in the future lessons. When we click Next, we can also add or include or exclude this tab from various apps. This will be also a subject of one of coming lessons. We save, and we have this tab ready. We can see the results of this work by entering the app launcher, which means those 9 dots. Here we need to search for the candidates object and enter this. We will try to create a new record by clicking New button, and unfortunately it doesn't look as we would like it. It doesn't contain the required fields, so we move on to further work. In the next step, we will create the required fields, like first name, last name, telephone number, and education level. So for this purpose, we go back to Setup and Object Manager. We are looking for our candidates object, which we can see here. We can also look for this in this quick find box. We go to the candidates, we go to the fields and relationships feature, and we start with a new field. First, we will start with a first name field, which will be a text field. So we need to choose text. We need to press next. We will write first name, and also the API name will be created automatically. And here we need to also mark which is the maximum length of the field, which is here 18 characters. As we want the record to be fulfilled fully, we will make this field as required. So this will be always required to put a value in this field to save a record. We will press next. We will skip the step connected with the field level security. And in the last step, we add the field to the proper page layout, which is connected with the candidate record view. As we want more fields, we will click Save and New, which saves this field and starts to create new. Now we will create a last name, which also be the text with 18 characters and also a required field. Click Next. And then we will skip this step. We will add it to the layout. Save and New. Now we will start with the phone field. For phone, we have a special field type which allows users to enter any phone number, and the formatting is made automatically by the system. We click Next. We click Next. We put the phone name. The phone doesn't require us to put the length of the field, as this is formatted automatically by the system, as I said before. We also make it required because we want to call the candidate. Next, Save and New, and we will go to the last field which we want to create. The last field which we want to create is the education level of the candidate, and this field will be a pick list where we want to select one value out of the list which is provided by the system. So we mark the pick list. We will take the field label, which will be visible in the system, which is a level of education. And we select if we want to use global pick list value set, which was created earlier, or we want to enter new values like here. So we need to put the values with each value separated by a new line. So we will start with the primary education, then secondary education, and then university education. We will also require this field, and we will finish this work as before. As this is the last field, we will save the work completely. We can see the newly created fields on the list. To check how the records look like now, we need to return to the candidates object, which is open in another tab, and we can try to create a new record. So we can see that we have those fields on the layout of the page, but it doesn't look perfect. We want to make the fields in the different order. So we cancel it, we go back to the candidates object, we enter the basic page layout, and then we arrange the fields in the required order. So the last name will be next to the first name, and for the level of education we will create additional section which we will call additional info. And we will put a level of education here. We can save. Now the layout. Okay, let's check how our record looks like now. We go back to the candidates object. Let's refresh the page and try to create a new record. And that is exactly what we wanted to achieve. Great. Thank you for today. In 2 weeks, another piece of knowledge that we would develop based on the practical example we started. We will, among other things, talk about relationships between objects. See you next time. Bye.